I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Wow. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reggie Mathis, and rocking with me is my brother, Wild Man Teddy T, a.k.a. Baron Theo Mound-builder.
Yes. What's going on?
Oh, bruh, man, I'm digesting this, man. You telling me Rich Homie Quan, bruh, just passed away, man? I'm just watching YSL Woody testify.
Mm-hmm.
And, bruh, I was in a trial similar to that one time. I was representing a guy who was like 13 at the time that the alleged offense took place, where it's 2 attempted murders, shooting 2 dudes in the back of the head from the back seat. They survived. There was 2 big dudes and they survived. It was a 22 caliber. And we was in the trial, Teddy, and you know, I had taken the guy's deposition before, and in the deposition, literally the deposition says, I don't believe, you know, Booby shot me.
Right.
I don't believe Booby shot me.
Right.
So while he's on the stand in the trial, I said, you don't believe Booby shot you. He was like, Booby, why you shot me? He was like, yeah, I don't. He was like, yeah, I don't. And he just like, look, Booby, why you shot me?
Natural reaction.
You know what I mean? So when YSL Woody was in the trial for Young Thug, and they were saying like, you know, you said that Rich Homie had a problem with Young Thug. Young Thug shot up his dad's barbershop in Atlanta. And I was just seeing Rich Homie respond. You know, respond to that, man. And YSL Woody like looks over at Young Thug like, you had a problem with him? And Young Thug give him the look like, you know. So I've been there and done that, man. But wow, at the age of 34, you know, Rich Homie definitely put his stamp, you know, on this era, man. You know, I definitely think Young Thug kind of, which is interesting why you would say that they may have problems, because it seems like when Young Thug kind of came and Rich Homie was dealing with his contract issues and he couldn't really get music out, seemed like Young Thug just stepped right into that lane and just kind of took his thing, man. Because that lifestyle record, bro, is one of the...
That's Rich Gang though.
But I'm saying, but he's on there. We don't got time to got time to go see doctors. No, you know. But that whole
he's
era, it's like Snoop on the Chronic. You know, it's Dr. Dre's, but that's Snoop's album. I don't care what nobody's. Doggy Style was not his first album. The Chronic was Snoop's first album. And I would say that whole Rich Gang project was really. Was Rich Homie.
And that's why he left. Young Thug stayed because he knew the impact of what he was on there. He left Rich Gang, and then that's when he started having problems from that point.
But that's what I'm saying. The problems that he had, he couldn't get music out. Like they saying with Young Miami is like, you know, the label is saying like they don't see any growth. They don't see any growth, man. So, man, Georgia is where it's at right now, man. Georgia's where it's at. And, bruh, so unfortunate, you know, what we talking about, you know, the high school shooting, man. I have, you know, a 14-year-old, bruh, who is a freshman in high school. You know, and it's like every day, you know, you hug them a little tighter. You always tell them you love them when they go, bruh. Because you just, you know, you never know just what they experience, man. Just watching these kids. I sent U-Step some videos, some interviews of some of the young kids, man, the young 14-year-olds, you know, like right after. Yeah, this is a kid right here, man. This interview, bro, this dude, a kid should not be seeing this, man. Like Young Dolph said, 9 years old, seen her get shot. Man, you know, but it's real. It's real. See what this young man has to say, bro. You got it on mute.
When I had got up, I had saw one of my classmates on the ground bleeding so bad. And then when I had moved myself to the other side of the room because the bookshelf I was hiding behind, it was right in front of the door. So I had moved to the other side, to like this side with my friend. And I was checking on my other friend because he got grazed in his leg. And then I had got up.
Yeah, you can swipe it if you can.
How old?
14.
14, bro.
That's so much to have to process in class where you're supposed to feel safe.
Yeah.
How are you doing now? I mean, what's going through your mind?
Like, it just keep replaying back in my head. I just thank God that I wasn't the one that got hit.
Amen.
You know, like in the midst of all of it happening, I was just thanking God because, you know, he had his hands around me.
Amen.
And stuff like that.
Amen.
Because I could have been the one that got hit.
And you're so young.
He said he was like hiding right behind the bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
He was just describing it, man. He was like, man, I was right behind the bookshelf, and then I was just trying to get over, and the bookshelf was right by the door. You know, and so.
But do you think with the laws of Georgia being like that and it being
They are 49th, Teddy.
Right.
49th and 50 is the just wild, wild west.
But what I'm saying is a penal. It was created as a penal environment. Oglethorpe created it as a place to bring prisoners from the beginning.
Yeah, but that's, you know, definitely Georgia was the penal colony, just like Australia was.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but what does that have to do with
the way the laws, because it's still set up. I mean, these are all laws. The way it's set up, like the criminology, everything about it still keeps it in that same setting with the kids, with the youth. And that's,
man, I would differ only because I taught school in Atlanta. I taught school in Cobb County for a year before I went to law school. And you have Woodruff Academy there. You got Spelman. You got Morehouse. You have some of the finest scholars, you know, who come to Georgia and therefore and stay in Georgia. So you end up having a lot of their kids that are in the academies and all the other stuff that's around. And but I feel you, Teddy, when you go all the way back to the genealogy and you go all the way back and say that it's just like you go to Louisiana, where it's like, okay, they're on the Napoleonic code, and how they do things versus you know, the common law, which is based on the British.
right.
But
Because when you look at it, for me, like you say, a lot of imports come in there, and then when they have their children stay in that system. But when you go look in the prison system, I guarantee the generations of people are from Atlanta, and these are the people that's not making it. They're the state property. So the state property numbers are.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to disagree
That's just what
with
I'm
you
saying, 'cause
to
all
say
this
that there's a contributing factor in the sense that this is what it is. Like when you see the license plates of certain states, like they want you to know, like North Carolina, First in Flight, you know, Texas, Lone Star. Like they want to hold on to. They want to hold on to parts of their identity and the whole thing. Tennessee, the Volunteers, they want to hold on to part of their identities. And as far as, you know, we hunt and fish and good old boys and all that stuff like that, you know, still, you know, I think Georgia's looking at it, Teddy. I'm gonna tell it to you 1,000. Georgia's looking at it from a law enforcement standpoint. They're looking at it as a success. Because
that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you why they're looking at it as a success. Because after Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, you know, the push was to harden the schools, to make one entrance, you know, metal detectors, which, you know, they just implemented in Broward.
Huge rollout.
You know, they just implemented in Broward. So it's to harden the schools and it's to have armed folks. So from the law enforcement, they're saying, hey, there were 2 resource officers there. They went to where it was. They confronted old boy.
And
Old boy wasn't about that life, and surrendered.
Yep.
So they're looking at it like, hey, you know, we sorry that they got two,
Right.
but
I mean, because that's what made it look. When I heard it yesterday, it didn't sound like the typical. Hey, some people got shot. You know, it was only 4 people. You're like, oh, that's, you know, and that. But that's how we're programmed.
4 got killed, but there's more people that's
right.
you know, injured and harmed.
But we're programmed when we hear a mass shooting that is 15, 16 or more. So it didn't think. I didn't think of it as a mass. I thought it was just a regular shooting until I got home and really looked at it. You know.
No, I mean, well, they define it now as more than 4, because now they trying to bring in. You know, remember when Obama was leaving, the whole notion that domestic terrorism was taking Trump, like, defunded that whole situation, like domestic terrorism and stuff like that. So to fuzzy up the numbers, they define mass shooting as 4 or more. 4 or more, so that you can now bring in bigger Chicago violence. You can bring in urban crimes.
Right.
But, you know, most of us who looking at it, the same people who are looking at Kamala Harris, when somebody come in there and say like, oh, she just claiming that she black, and we all looking like she went to Howard, HBCU, and she pledged the Alpha chapter, meaning the founding first chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. That's the hardest sorority to get into at a HBCU. Like, we're not even questioning that. So when they start talking about a mass shooting, if it was a drive-by in the south side of Chicago, we're not looking at that as somebody going to the school, you know, to go in there and take beefs and handle beefs like that, man. But it's just, I mean, are we numb to it?
To a degree, I think everything with that we're numb because of television and reality itself. You know what I mean? We've seen it so much. Like, it was like about, 12 o'clock yesterday. My man was like, hey, there was a shooting in Atlanta. And I was like, how many? He was like, 4. I was like, oh. That's what I said. I was like, oh. You know, that was my natural reaction. And now seeing everything, I was like, oh, no, it was a school shooting. It was woo, 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 you know. So I think, you know, because of so much, every day, like when you look at the news, every day there's 3 or 4 murders in Broward, in my neighborhood.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, okay, who is this now? That's how it's becoming, because it's like crazy.
No, definitely, bro. No, it definitely is, man. So tonight, the NFL season kicks off with a big one. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, bro. Wow, man, what do we do to deserve this, bro? I love this, bro.
It's the best.
This the best. It don't get no better than this.
I'm gonna tell you what happened now. See, the last 2 years, Thursday Night Football was on Amazon. So it's crazy right now. Like, I can't watch ESPN right now.
I can't watch it either. They're in a contract dispute. So you gotta go.
You can't. I mean, you got to watch regular news to watch news. I don't know no other way to watch sports.
Bro, it's not going to be on the NFL network?
Well, no. Now, like I said, the last 2 years it was on Amazon. Now this year it's on NBC and Peacock. Okay. So Channel 6 is going to have ABC.
All right, well, Channel 6 going to have great numbers today.
Yes. Because that Amazon, I was like, damn, I ain't pay Amazon this month. I said, man, I hope you know what I mean?
They're going to have great numbers today, man. So shout out to Isaac Hayes and his family, man. It was like, bruh, come on, hold on, I'm coming. Like, we not with that. We not with that. So shout out to Isaac Hayes Jr. and his family for forcing Trump to take down, all the music. Now, the videos were allowed to, to stay up, at least for now. But, going to all the rallies, man, with the music playing in the background, but listen, we got it right here.
He stood up to Donald Trump today, and I'm very proud of him.
We are very grateful and happy for the decision by Judge Thrash. Donald Trump has been barred from ever playing the music of Isaac Hayes again. I couldn't ask for a better decision. I want this to serve as an opportunity for other artists to come
see who
forward.
we got in the back.
That don't
That's
want their
Griggs,
music
who's
used
on
by
our
Donald
show.
Trump or other political entities.
He's the head of the
Continue to fight
NAACP.
for music artists' rights and copyright.
Georgia.
Message was sent today because Mr. Hayes and his family stood up for the rights and legacy of his father, and a message was sent from a federal judge. You must stop using these works without a license.
I wanted him to know that Isaac Hayes was a songwriter and had written amazing records like Hold On I'm Coming and Soul Man for artists like Sam and Dave, and he established himself as a writer. So for people to think that nobody knows that Isaac Hayes wrote Hold On I'm Coming, that's just simply not true.
The whole team of people, Paul Wilson, one of my associates, and he and his family stood up to Donald Trump today. And I'm
Yeah, man. So that's what it is, bruh.
I think they got another one with electric rock on to Electric Avenue. Somebody got one with that too.
Oh yeah, that's the guy who was with Bob Marley and the Wailers. Peter Tosh.
Yes.
Peter Tosh.
They're going through that copyright with Trump now too.
Yeah, man. So I was listening to a little bit of the argument today with with the judge in D.C. The sister, the Jamaican, and bruh, she's tough. She's tough. And they were basically parsing through the superseding indictment. So, they filed a new indictment after the Supreme Court's July 1st opinion, basically giving him absolute immunity for allegations while he was in office or in his official capacity, and a presumption of immunity when he's claiming to do his job. So basically they had to go in there and change a lot of the original indictment. For instance, conversations between Mark Meadows, his chief of staff, and Mike Pence, his vice president, they're trying to keep out. And so a lot of the argument today, however, remember we was talking last week about wearing a different hat, and that is the vice president actually serves in the legislative body when it comes to presiding over the Senate. So the vice president has a vote to break the tie. They're the president pro temp, it's called a president pro temp in the Senate. And in the case of a tie, they're allowed to vote. So Special Prosecutor Jack Smith is making that argument that Mike Pence was not in his capacity as the vice president, but in his capacity, in the legislature. We'll see. But the judge seems to be ready, because when they told her, when they spoke to the judge, when they presented their argument in absolute terms, the judge was like, no, that's not true. I have the discretion. Like, oh, this sister read the opinion. Oh, yeah, she read the opinion. And she ready to go. Because they want to get it done, and Trump folks just trying to take it past November.
Yeah.
They're just trying to take it.
Get out of
it. But think about it. Even if they go in December, you know what I mean? Like, even if they go in December, he does not take until January, until January 20th. So you have until, even if he wins the election, if you try him before he's sworn in,
you got him.
Potentially.
Right.
Potentially. Now, I don't know how they're going to sentence him, you know what I mean? Because with the feds, they don't sentence you, man. But I see we got, I got in so much trouble my senior year in high school in 88, singing
Let Me Love You Down.
Let Me Love You Down, man.
We all did. We all
Man. Oh, man.
You got in trouble.
That's what I told him. That was our record, man. That's how we got in and got out.
I'm a preacher's son, and my mom taught English at the high school, and so all my homies, was in my mom's class, and the record was so banging. Oh, Sheila, that's what we rocked out to. But down here in South Florida, it's getting late. Why you still here, girl? It's about getting it on, baby.
Yes,
Ladies
indeed.
and
Yes,
gentlemen,
indeed. How y'all fellas doing?
We got Melvin Riley from the Pioneer Group, Ready for the World, in the building.
Man, welcome. Y'all from Flint, right? Flint, Michigan?
Flint, Michigan, correct. I'm
Oh,
back
man.
and forth now. It's from Cali to Michigan, man. So I'm still a Michigan guy.
Oh, man, bruh. Let me tell you how far we go back, man. You know, you probably never had conversations like this. And, you know, fortunate to be in the business that I'm in now. I had a conversation similar to this with Fresh Kid Ice from the Two Live Crew before he passed. You know, with Luke, with Flavor Flav, and just a lot of folks, man, that you see, you know, later on, and you never got an opportunity to tell them what kind of impact and effect, you know, that they had. Now, when y'all first came out, bruh, right? What was the name of y'all curls? Did y'all have the California curl? Like, cause y'all curls was different. Y'all curls was vertical. Y'all curls was vertical. They wasn't horizontal. It was vertical, bruh. We was like, man, how y'all do that? You just turn the curls sideways?
We had the best person in the world doing our curl, which was Miss Triplet. Miss Triplet had her own little secret ingredient that made the Ready for the World curl better than everybody's curl.
Man, we got the secret right here on Ask Mathis.
We got it for posterity right here, bro, because it was different.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it was different.
And a lot of people asked us that because it was so funny. You know, years after the curl played out, everybody still kept saying, "Man, the Ready for the World curl is what's up." That was
the Ready for the World curl.
Oh, bro. Yeah. So, man, welcome to Ask Mathis, bro. It's certainly an honor and a privilege, man, to get you here, man. You know, we've had some great lead singers, man. We had JT from Kool and the Gang, bro, and just talking about, you know, just the love for it, man, the voice, man. So, how'd you start off singing? How'd you get with Ready for the World, and what are you doing now?
Well, I mean, really, myself and the guitar player, we started the group back in high school doing talent shows. And so what we did was we recruited guys from different groups that were in the talent show. So we might have needed a drummer, or we might have liked a bass player from a different group. And so we just kind of merged all these guys in talent shows back in high school. And then after we graduated, we went and did a demo tape. And so I was 17 when I graduated from high school. So collecting all these guys and putting a group together, we went into that studio right after we graduated from high school. And that's how it all began.
And that drummer, man, you mentioned the drummer. Like, that was kind of, you know, when you talk about the New Jack Swing, man, I think Teddy Riley owe y'all a check, you know, because that y'all drums, man, like that boom, ch, boom, ch, boom, boom. Unless y'all owe Prince a check, I don't know.
Hey, whoever we gotta owe. Hey, everybody owe each other, brother, because everybody influences and inspires, you know, each other. And that's the beauty of music. You know, people, you know, I hear something for years, and then as a writer, it comes up out of you because you've been influenced by these people, Marvin Gaye's, the Prince's, the cameos. So that type of thing resonates with you when you're a songwriter.
Absolutely, man. I was just listening to October London new project today, you know, and I appreciate the way he did it versus the way Alan Thicke did it or Robin Thicke did it, you know, where they just basically came out there like, you know, when you heard the song, it's like, it's Marvin all day.
Yeah,
they talking about, man, we just...
People, if you grew up with Marvin, you knew that was his swag.
You knew that was his swag. So... Yeah. October London basically just saying, like, it's... I put his name on it. Y'all know we'll get them whatever they want. But his project is pretty good, man, because that lets you know that the sound and the voice, we miss it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt, man. That's one of the foundations of our era is that Marvin Gaye type of vibe, that slow song. You know, he had the up tempos and the ballads, brother. So he definitely was somebody that was played in my house as a kid. Yeah. You know, so my mom and dad would play Marvin Gaye. I still got the albums today, the originals.
So what's the difference between Flint and Detroit?
About 60 miles.
What's the difference? Like, I'm from Pompano, which is about 45 miles from Miami. And so I can tell you the difference between Pompano and Miami. Certainly a heavy influence, but we like to think we got our own swag.
You know what? Flint is that town, man, back in the day where it was that automotive industry. So if you want to say what is the difference between a Detroit and Flint, I would have to say, back in the 80s and the 90s when the jobs were all GM, General Motors, and all of that, Flint was more that city that was a industry town. So the people here were more the working class citizens, as the Detroit was working class. But Detroit had a lot of different.
The headquarters was probably there, and so you had a lot of money pouring in, and so folks.
And you had a lot of big boy type of things going on in the 80s and the 90s in Detroit, where the big clubs would happen, the big events would happen. So Detroit is where everybody comes to feel Michigan. So yeah, and it's still Detroit is still jumping, and it's even getting better.
Yeah, I've been there, and the dude, what's his Gilbert from that owns Cleveland, he basically bought up Detroit.
He's doing a heck of a job. The NFL draft, I stayed down there I think 3 days because we hosted the NFL draft, and Detroit showed out, man. They showed out.
Yeah. So did Detroit play a part in
oh
you?
Man.
What part did it play?
When we graduated from high school, we would drive back and forth to Detroit because that's where our attorneys were. So I don't know if you remember the Electrifying Mojo.
Not familiar, yeah.
Electrifying Mojo was this big DJ in Detroit, but he still is a superstar. So Detroit is where the WJOB is, where Mojo was.
Right.
Well, Mojo threw us on the radio, man, without a record deal, bro, and it blew up. So we had to go back and forth to Detroit because Detroit is where we got our start with the Electrifying Mojo and our attorneys, Lloyd and Lloyd from Detroit.
That's what's up, man.
Were you guys ever booked by BMF to perform during that time period?
Booked by who?
BMF. Lil Meech, Big Meech.
You know what? No, we weren't booked by them, but I appreciate them putting Tonight in one of the episodes.
And that was my point earlier, bro. Like y'all had a hell of an influence on our generation, bro. So I'm so happy to see you healthy, articulate, smiling. Because it's not always the case, that, bro.
Yeah, you definitely got to handle your business in this industry. I've been in the business now for over 38 years and still, doing shows. I got the new project out now called You Complete Me.
You got
number
that
27. Yeah, number 27 on Billboard. So I'm really happy.
Oh man, I gotta hear it, bro. I gotta hear the voice, man. I gotta hear the voice, man, because it was definitely, we had to sneak and hear that record in my house.
Well, we Tonight got banned on radio stations, brother.
It was banned in my house, bro.
It was banned, man, and then they finally came into the flow because the lyrics were so suggestive.
Right.
But when I wrote the lyrics, I really wasn't thinking it was that bad until it
it's not that bad.
Oh man!
It was so to the point, we used to sing it to girls.
That's what I'm saying.
To have sex, you know what I mean?
Right. That record, and 4SEP24.
Yes.
Tender Love. There was those were the two songs that we'd always sing. To the girls, man. Hey. You more woman than I ever seen, girl.
Yeah, yeah. I had to put it out there for the fellas, man. I had to help the fellas out.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro. You gave us a step by step.
You
gave us a step by step. I appreciate that.
And I'm gonna tell you, that was like I told him when I was talking to him yesterday. I met him with Luke Sheila. Hiram Hicks wanted to change Luke's persona when we got signed to Island, and he was like, well, Ready for the World, their song Tonight got banned as well, so you guys got that in common, you know what I'm saying? So they did the video the first time in New York, but it just didn't look good. Luke was like, no, y'all come down here. So they did it on the boat and the back of Luke's on the golf course. And it was like he was singing, oh, Luke Sheila, like, you know what I'm saying? It was on that project, and that was crazy.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, it was fun. A lot of women around hanging out, man, and just had a great time.
Yep.
And what are some of the places, you know, that the audience may be surprised that you go every year? You know, like I know some folks that go to Bali a lot, like Japan. You know, just what are some of your favorite places to tour?
I would say Switzerland is one of the nicest places that I have been. We did the Montreux Jazz Festival
Yes.
in Switzerland, man, and I'm telling you, Switzerland is one of the most beautiful places that I've been. You know, another place is Japan, which Japan is off the chain as well. You know, the sound systems and different things that you get when you go to Japan.
Yeah, they still have the vinyl. They still like, you know, that's one of the one markets that we still press records for. You know, when we do the Flow records, they still want vinyl.
Hey,
Japan.
that's a beautiful thing because that's that tangible, those master recordings. So that's what's up.
So let's hear, man. Let's hear this record, bro, if you don't mind.
Yes, indeed. You complete.
That mini Ripper tip.
You picked that up.
Gotta get this today. You got it's the whole album, bro.
No, that's the first single.
It's the first single off the project.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta get that right now, bro. I love R&B, bro. I love some R&B. Because it's the time because, you know, like I said, October, London is out doing his thing. And it's like, you know, it's a throwback to Marvin, kind of make you want to go listen to the old Marvin.
But man, that's what I'm hoping that people will do, you know, dealing with, you know, Marvin Gaye, man. I'm hoping that the young generation appreciates that vibe and will go back, like you said, because the young generation of music has changed.
Yeah.
And they need a foundation.
No, absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. And I just see, you know, so many similarities with you and JT. You know, a lot of similarities, bro. JT, former lead singer of Kool and the Gang, just being brothers who just have that. And I would say probably going all the way back to Nat King Cole. You know, when Nat King
Cole, my favorite singer. So you got a good ear, brother.
When Nat King Cole, you know, came out, being a chocolate brother, but he saw himself as Frank Sinatra. He saw himself as all those dudes that was out there. And when he first started, he had like a southern twang, and he got a speech coach, you know. And so, you know, we began to hear him and like, man, he enunciates so well, and that wasn't always the case. And so when I see Nat King Cole, and then I see JT, and now I see you, it's like you're from that school. You're from that same school.
Yeah, man. You know, coming up in the 80s, man, and in this music industry, we had what was called artist development, which they don't have anymore. But it's funny you mentioned that King Cole, bro, because voice-wise, he's about number one for me on vocals, period. You know, and then you got your Luther Vandrosses, you got Jeffrey Osborne's, Stevie Wonder. I mean, just in the vocal talent alone.
Okay. Definitely, bro. And where'd you get your start singing? In the church, on the streets, in the school? Where did you start singing? In the house, in church, in school?
No, man, I was more or less an athlete in school, bro. But I went to a talent show rehearsal, well, talent show audition just to sit back and laugh at my buddies. But one of my buddies started singing, and the girls went crazy. I said, I
You
didn't even
got
know if I
something
could
there.
sing. I didn't even know if I could sing. I'm like, next year I'm gonna be in a talent show just to get some girls' phone numbers.
Wow.
And I started singing, but I come from people that sing. I come from a family of preachers and singers and different things like that. So the bloodline got the singing in it, but I didn't know I could sing. I was just trying to impress the girls.
Hey, there you go. So tell us this, man. When did you cut the curl?
Man, I would have to say, when my girlie came, I think right before. Whew, man, it's been a long time.
Like,
Matter of fact, I think it was after. No, it was before that. Probably about 1989, 89, 90, somewhere in there.
yeah. Yeah, that was.
It might have been a little. It might have been a little before, but I know it wasn't before 87. So probably about 88 is when I think we started cutting them down.
Yeah, I was about to say, y'all ain't cut them all the way off. Y'all just started probably go with the shag.
Got the shag
first. Gradually get up out of there.
Hey, so if you hear the word troop, what does that do to you? If you hear the word troop, is that do you have the same reaction to troop now that maybe you may have had some years ago, or it's never been a problem?
You said troop, like the group troop?
The group troop.
And when you say, what do I think?
Because, without knowing all the history in the background, we didn't have the internet back then.
Right.
Like we got it how we got it. We got it from the magazines. We got it off video sold. We got it how we got it. So when Troop came along, one would think that they tried to steal y'all swag. So did you ever see them as competition?
No, I love those guys. They're my buddies, man. Me and Steve Russell, we talk now. So it was never a competition thing. It's more or less appreciation for the music and appreciation for each other. But no, we didn't really look at it like that. We looked at it like, hey, let's get out on this road and tour and do these shows. So we didn't really ever have a competition problem. It's more so just love and appreciation for each other,
That's
man.
great to hear. That's great to hear because, we always have a little joke on here that, you have, R. Kelly replaced and then Cisco replaced. And,
that's what I was
Charlie
saying
Wilson,
earlier.
people with the same, type,
It's just, man, that's the way it goes in music, man. The inspiration is so powerful in black music that we grow up and we hear that. And black people are so talented with this music thing, pretty much everything. But with music, when you grow up listening to these great vocalists, sometimes that just resonates in your DNA. And I think with, like, let's say Aaron Hall and Charlie Wilson, when Aaron Hall came out with Guy, you could hear that Charlie Wilson in his voice.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Even if he wasn't trying to be it, it's
there.
just that he had that ability to go ahead and do that Charlie Wilson, the Gap Band Charlie Wilson.
Yeah. So y'all never looked at it like, man, they trying to take food off my table. It's just like,
Did y'all tour together?
No, us and Troop, we didn't do a lot of shows together, but we have done some shows together. We didn't do a full tour together, just kind of like dates. But, when Ready for the World came out, man, we stayed out on the road for like years and years, maybe 8-9 months out of a year. So we toured with pretty much everybody. And then down the later line, Troop started coming up. So we started doing a few shows, but, not a full tour.
And are all the original guys still around, or is it pretty much you and some other background singers?
Yeah, when I go out as Melvin Riley Ready for the World, it's me and my original bass player. And then I got a backup band guys that come out, and we do Ready for the World featuring Melvin Riley.
That's what's up, man. No, bro. We appreciate you, man, coming on Ask Mathis, man. This is a lifetime privilege, man, to, speak to, your idol, man, and see that they come across, as genuine and sincere as
Right, right.
as you do on the recordings, bro. So it's very much appreciated.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for having me, man, and congratulations on the show. Much success, brother. And hey, show love as we get on this project. I'll be dropping a new single probably once every 3 to 6 months. So Melvin Riley is back doing his
All
thing.
right, well,
So,
you always gonna get a purchaser from me. I'm about to download this on iTunes, right
sir.
now. So
I
definitely.
I just hit our program director of the Adult Contemporary Station. I sent your record to him, and I said, please take this in consideration because he's already on Billboard rocking, and he's on our show right now.
Yes,
said,
indeed,
I got in touch with him, so that's Phil Michaels from Hot 105. So I just hit him, and he hit me back with the thumbs up. So I'm gonna be on him about it because they don't add a lot of adult contemporary records. You know what I mean? That's why I don't understand why they're still playing more reoccurrence of y'all making this new music, and then they don't have it. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense.
They just started playing Mulholland Drive,
Mm-hmm.
and they playing Chris Brown's Sensational.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not, you know what I'm saying? But they just started playing hip hop.
Right. They're playing more hip hop
from like 96.
Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I appreciate that shout out, man. Tell Phil whatever he need to make it happen. Let's make it happen, baby.
That's what it is, man. We got the great Melvin Riley from Ready for the World, man, here, and bro, when you in Miami, come to the studio, come to the compound, bro. We like to get you in the studio with Flo, man, and
I'm definitely gonna hold you to that, brother, because I love Miami. So definitely.
Come on. All right, my brother. God bless.
God bless, man. Thank y'all for having me. Have a good one.
Appreciate you, man.
Nah, that's cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man.
I think that's what I want to try to go for is bringing back these type of people, because it's a moment. I think what make us different from the groups now coming up, we grew up with these people who were really talented, but they had the same stories that we had. They was poor. They came from bad situations and grew up into becoming celebrities, and they still had problems. The Richard Pryors, all these different cats. And I think now they just see people just boom, boom. They just come on like
they call it the microwave.
Right, you know what I mean? It's not you don't see their growth. Like we watched Diana Ross.
You can't like somebody was saying the other day that it was like, what's the song of the summer?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, what is the song of the summer?
Well, not like us, guaranteed. Not like us. There's no record. That's the song of the year right now.
Yeah, but that was out before May.
Yeah, but it's still like it went number one, and it just Wanna Be just beat it last week. It was the number one song all summer long.
So man, it looks like something else is going on in Miami.
Yes,
looks like we might have a giant kid.
Mm-hmm.
Asia Wilson.
Yep.
And Bam Adebayo.
Yep.
They bumping.
Yeah, they started. They it came out during the Olympics that they was together.
They bumping and grinding.
Uh-huh.
Oh man,
I was just glad every girl.
Bruh, they gotta have like, if you remember that episode of Little Rascals, man, when they went into the Giants, they went into the Giants little cave, man. That was one of the scariest episodes ever for me. When they went in there, there was the guy, the Giant. I'm like, wow, he's what 6'9", and she's what 6 something. Man,
she's more talented than him.
Right, well,
she's got it. But I every time I see a WNBA girl that's heterosexual, I just love it. It's just good. And
Teddy he coming in with it. He coming in with it, man. He coming in with it. So, I know what it was. I was like, before I came here, Eureka. It was like, you got a hearing on September the 10th. And I was like, man, I got something going on September the 10th. What is it? The debate. That's what it is, the debate. So, Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. Muted mics. Going down.
Finally got over that little.
Hey, because he was like, stick with the rules that Biden agreed to. Like that was just too much, especially coming out telling everybody why you want the mics open, because he's going to mess up. I was like, come on, man. Like, just chill. Like, all the gimmicks, man, like, the gimmick time is over. We on the final stretch. Let's go ahead and get it on. Let's do it. Throw some haymakers, you know, because Trump gonna throw some haymakers. He gonna throw some haymakers, like. So I just, for y'all folks that's rocking with Kamala, just know that she is gonna be knocked down. Just know that. Now, will she be able to get up? Because with him, it don't matter, because he punch drunk already, and he just rambling, and all he got to do is make it to the finish line. Because it don't matter, because if he don't win, he won.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So you already know, like, what you rocking with. You rocking with somebody that's like, you know, what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one way and it's one-sided, and you know, and that's what it is. I don't have no policy. My policy is me, baby. I bet on me. I bet on me.
That's it.
You know, just imagine, you know, anybody, not just a black person, but anybody campaigning like that. Just for a moment. Just campaigning like that. Like, they're like, hey, are you for the, you know, 6-week abortion ban in Florida? He's like, 6 weeks. You know, it's really not enough time. Same stuff we've been saying.
Yeah.
It's really not enough. Really not enough time. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure he probably thinking about some little oops that he may have had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the Secret Service ain't had them plan Bs with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like,
Wasn't enough time.
6 weeks. Like, and then they said, well, you know, that's what's the amendment. It was like, oh, you got to be voting for it?
Oh.
You know, I'm going to vote against it.
Probably not.
I'm going to let you know how I'm going to vote.
But one thing he said he is going to vote for is Amendment 3. The medical
I didn't see
marijuana.
that. So he's
Yes.
going for that?
He's going for that.
So he really pissing off
Yes.
DeSantis, because
Yes.
he going against everything
He's going all
DeSantis
of
is
that.
rocking with.
He came up with a whole speech this week. Yes.
I think if he lose, he probably run for governor.
He needs to.
Run for governor of Florida.
Yep.
Would you vote for him?
Probably, yeah, for Florida. Why not? Yeah, we got Trump in the office, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, we had to get rid of Santos, you know. But Trump,
No, I love the Santa.
he'll move the capital to Mar-a-Lago.
Right. I'm sure he would. So meet the Republican women who plan to vote yes on Florida's abortion measures. So they basically convening all the Republican women and say, look, they educating them just on how to vote. Now, still got to vote for Trump,
Mm-hmm.
but then do this. You know, still got to vote for Trump, but we're going to vote against that because, you know, how many of you have, you know, daughters?
Mm-hmm.
How many of you have daughters and
Nieces.
that are of that age? You know, especially for my empty nesters, are you looking to raise some more kids?
You know what the boy mistakes after 45.
I'm trying to tell you because, you know, with these NIL deals, it look like the little Sallys and the Ambers are still finding their way over to the cookout.
Hey, that's what make me want to think about having kids now, just the opportunities. The
Get
NIL
you an
deals.
Amber, get you an Amber,
Give her the right senator.
get you an Amber, invite over to the cookout, let her do the electric slide on you. Man, look at this right. Oh man, Tyrese, bro, what's up? What's up with my brother Tyrese?
Oh man, why is everybody asking that about Tyrese?
Man.
Man?
At this moment.
Why is everybody talking about?
Because Tyrese got to
Tyrese,
pay
man?
3 times as much as he's already paying because of these movies that he just released. They like, you got to come. You got to come out and do it. So he thought he could go to social media and just influence all the people on social media. But I think he lost a lot of credibility when he started talking about the Asian Discrimination Act. Folks was like, man, go sit down. They like, go sit down, bro.
Yeah, he freaked everybody out when he came out with the hair and the beard when he was doing the movie.
No,
and singing
I
the
think
national.
he's definitely sounding like he got some mental issues. He's sounding like, to me, like he got some mental issues, bro.
He a broken man. She done broke him, man.
You never been in love like Tyrese been in love, boy. You never felt the things that he felt, bro.
Singing on
Because
the
if
back
you
of
out
the
here
bus.
doing that, bro, you got millions of dollars and you in LA and you can go get, as my folks said, you might be a Seattle 10 or you might be a Bloomington 10, but you in Miami 6.5, 7. So, and in LA, bro, man, LA, you get what you're looking for. You get what you're looking for. And this dude is still like, man, you know, and he got a new chick that he going with, but then he's still busting these tears. That lets you know he ain't over her. He not over her. Now, Kim Jong-un, bro, executes 30 people because floods hit North Korea that killed 4,000 people. He was like, man, I told y'all.
Why y'all messing with me? Why?
He said, I told y'all that y'all better do something about this.
Man, y'all wrong for laughing at that.
Man, that dude Kim Jong-un, he don't play
no
the
games,
radio, bro.
Man, he's serious. Look at
He
that look
don't
on his
play the
face.
radio,
he's
man.
real.
Yeah, here,
He's a
like,
man about his land and his people.
Man,
Just executed.
30
Be playing around.
30 people,
I
bro.
better get on your job.
Man,
Hey, did you see the interesting story, man? I think it was on 60 Minutes, where they were showing that the North Korean embassy in Spain, right, where it's like a little house, like all the people was claimed that they wanted to defect. So there's a guy of Korean descent, American, who helps people defect from North Korea. So he think he may have been set up. So he shows up with some other people and they go in there because they say they had to pretend that it was a kidnapping, because if you go in there and you know and you defect, they go kill everybody. Everybody back at the crib. Everybody at the crib get killed. So the folks is like, so they came up with this elaborate scheme to make it like they was all kidnapped at gunpoint and just, forced out and whatnot. And so they're doing that because they're showing all the surveillance on 60 Minutes. Like, they got all the surveillance that's coming in. A lady who was in there, bruh, jumps out the window and calls the police. So you see the Spanish police, like, show up, and then one of the guys goes to the door and be like, nah, it's all good. Ain't nothing happening, up in here and whatnot. But then, say the phone just ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. That's Pyongyang calling, like,
what y'all doing?
They ain't picking up the phone. And so they cleared it, right? They cleared it, and then the folks like went back, and now they indicted. Buddy's back in L.A., and he's on house arrest, man. Got the monitor on and all, and they trying to extradite him from Spain. That's crazy. But yo, Kim Jong-un, bro, he get it from his daddy and he get it from his granddaddy.
All day.
Yeah. So that's what it is, man. So we played the video of Isaac Hayes' son successfully coming out. But this is the music right here that Isaac Hayes wrote for Sam and Dave, which is, I believe, was recorded in Miami, if I'm not mistaken, or at least Sam and Dave is from Miami. So can we play a little bit of this, man? Sam and Dave, Hold On, I'm Coming.
Hold on.
This what Trump was playing?
Yeah, this what he's playing in his rap.
Now don't you ever be sad. Lean on me when the times are bad. When the day comes and you're down, baby.
That man in the back,
He
he
got
just
steps. There he comes. He picked up the mic.
I mean, stroke it.
That's Dave. That's Dave.
Ain't no way they can let that. They banned Elvis Presley from the waist down, bro. Ain't no way you can let these dudes come up in there, boy.
They gonna
They let do it like Eddie Murphy did Dreamgirls. Was it Dreamgirls that he was in with Jamie Foxx when he was playing the singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's what it is. So
I sent you Step. Last week the city of Miami gave JT a proclamation for the city.
Oh yeah, JT Money. Yeah, I love that JT Money getting his
Not that one. No, not that.
getting his flyers.
I put it on the OG. I put it on the live events.
Shout out to Teddy T, man, who was featured at the Urban Film Festival.
Yeah, we
Street Hustler.
We was nominated, but we didn't win. But the guy who shot it, he was young. I just gave him an opportunity, so he felt good to be nominated for the first time.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. How much time we got stuck?
We got one more story.
We got one more story. Let's hit this lady right here, bruh. Olympian Rebecca Cheptegei passes away at 33. So Rich Homie Quan dead at 34. Cheptegei passes away at 33, bruh. Her boyfriend set her ablaze. Poured a liquid on her and lit her on fire. And bruh, guess why? Supposedly because she was buying land and planning to build a house on the land where Buddy said he didn't want. Not that she was not being unfaithful or anything like that. That she was building or planning to build on a place where Buddy didn't want, bro. So I guess when they say jump, it's high. They don't even play the.
Where's she from?
Kenya.
Oh.
And she was living in Nairobi. I don't know where that was, but she was Ugandan, but she was living in Kenya, but she ran for Uganda. So that's crazy, man. But here's JT Money.
Money has now released his newest studio album, Mortal, which features I said you were around. Immortal, which collaborates with rappers Rick Ross, Trick Daddy, April, MJG, and Tribeca, and Zito Green. And whereas Jeffrey Tompkins, JT Money, is the epic example of talent whose artistry is timeless and continues to captivate his longtime fans
of
with
Ask Mathis, man. He's a co-host of Ask Mathis, so he's out dispensing justice. That's what we do when you don't see us, man. We out dispensing justice, man. So glad to see him get his flowers, man. While he's still making money, still touring, happy and just accessible, man. We love that. We love that. So take us home, man, with some Rich Homie Quan, bro, or either Melvin Riley. Your pick.
I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't stunning what you saying when I walk through. I got all these staring when I walk through. How to make a few bands on the walk through. Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Watch me, hey, why me walk through? How to make a few bands on